time is 5 o'clock. I call the Atoka Municipal Golf Course Authority meeting to order. With everyone rise as we do the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. Face the flag, salute. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you bow with me, please? Most gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you this evening, Lord, just asking your blessings over this meeting. Lord, just give us the wisdom and to make the decisions that best support and carry on the activities of our golf course for the community. Lord, just lift up all those that are affected by the storms last week and all the first responders that will be out tonight watching for storms. Lord, keep everyone safe. And we ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Well, good evening. Thank everyone for joining us. This time, would the clerk call roll, please?
Ms. Thomas?
Here.
Mr. Burgess?
Here.
Mr. Henderson?
Here.
Mr. Armstrong?
Here.
Mayor Kathy?
Here. This time, this is a public comment time. If there's anything that's not on the posted agenda, you may address the board at this time. Hearing none, we'll move down to the business agenda. Item number 1, discussion and/or action regarding approving or rejecting the minutes of the meeting of April 1st, 2024. Any discussions, any questions?
Chairman, so move.
Okay, have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call, please.
Ms. Thomas? Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Henderson?
Yes.
And Ms. Thomas?
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong?
Aye.
Mr. Burgess?
Aye.
And Mayor Kathy?
Aye. Item number 2, discussion and/or action regarding accepting or rejecting the financial report. Mr. Brewer, does it go to you, sir?
Sure, thank you, Chairman. We had a good month at the golf course in March. We actually had net income of right over $7,000, $7,042.10. That was on $14,930 of revenue, and expenses of $7,888.12. Revenue was down for March of 2024, 31% as compared to March 2023. And actually, if you go back and when we had the prior board, we discussed what we thought our revenue would be down in 2024, and we thought 30%. So as it relates to March, we kind of nailed it. We did have some expense items that we had last year, but we didn't this year. We postponed opening the clubhouse until April just to try to save some money. And so, but overall, it was a good month. Expenses for March of 2024 were down right over $2,200 compared to this time last year. And we didn't have to punch the greens this year or sand them. So that saved us, those two items alone were about $3,100 last year. So all in all, a good month. Revenue is down. That will continue most likely until we get our greens in. And the weather is not cooperating at all. I would make one comment, if I may, is that I suspect when I was doing my napkin math that, the weekends have been bad weather, and I suspect we've probably missed approximately $5,000 in revenue over the past 3 weeks just because of that. So, but that concludes my financial report.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bird. This time, do I hear a motion to accept the report?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion is second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Burge?
Aye.
Ms. Thomas?
Aye.
Mr. Henderson?
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong?
Aye.
And Chairman Kathy?
Aye. Item number 3, discussion and/or action regarding accepting or rejecting the superintendent's report. Good evening, Mr. Gregory.
Well, we've done a lot. I tried to put it all in the report as accurately as I could. One of our biggest things, put at the top, is we've got all the leaks finished. We had over 16 leaks that we had to fix when we turned the pumps on. So we got all those fixed, got all the pumps up and running, everything's primed, ready to go. But thankfully, we're getting enough rain right now. We haven't even had to really turn them off. So fairways, tee boxes, and rough, they've all received the proper amount, probably exceeding what would normally be the amount of fertilizer that we need to put on them, but since we're really trying to get those things to come in as quick as possible, you know, I felt that it was okay kind of overdoing that little subject, but all greens have been hooked up, covered up. We're just waiting on heads right now, which are supposed to be in tomorrow. And as soon as they come in, shouldn't take but a day to put all those on and hook them up, and then I'm gonna charge them up and make sure that, you know, everything jives right, and the only thing that I can see on that deal is if we didn't do a closed loop, we just basically ended it at the last head, so, we should have enough pressure to get there, everything be consistent, you know, 40 foot, 45 foot. As long as that happens, we're fine. If it don't, that's not the end of the world. It'd take me another day to get trenched and close it, and so that's not a big deal. Rough has been sprayed and cut into place. You know, that's been a big discussion here lately, is the way the rough looks, and it's a necessary evil at this point. You know, if you wanna have 3.5 inch rough, you gotta let it get to 3.5 inch before you cut it, type deal. It's just kinda what it is. So, it has been sprayed as of Thursday, so now hopefully everything but Bermuda grass is gonna be dying out. So, hopefully going forward, it just keeps getting thicker. All greens except number 4 have been completed. That's just due to, I can't get on it right now. It's just too muddy. That's caused more of a mess if I got on it, but I just stayed off of it right now, so. I don't see that being a big issue. You know, the biggest thing that could cause is just maybe pushing our sprigging date back a week. But it just kinda is what it is. I mean, you can't work in the rain and in the slop, and they wouldn't wanna come, and I wouldn't want them to come in this kinda stuff, so. Randy from Tritex has made it up, and he loved everything that we had. All of our soil on top of our greens right now, he said that's perfect. His exact words were, when they come and they put the sprigs down, best case scenario is if they stay green, then that's the best case scenario. We'll be 2 or 3 weeks ahead of normal schedule. If they turn brown, it's not a big thing. That's what they're supposed to do. It's just kind of, you know, we'll be back at the August 1 date. He said if they do stay green, then we might be able to open up like July 20th, somewhere along in those areas, so. All part-time hands, as needed at this time, have been hired, and they're out there working. I got them on, not a tight schedule, but, kind of right now with all the rain going on, a necessary schedule to keep up with what we got going on out there. And like I said, we put 4 tons on this thing, so it's growing.
Once warm weather hits, it's gonna go.
It's going. That's why I sprayed it on Thursday. Is 'cause
Yeah.
I tried to stop it where it was at and just stop it, because it would. I mean, for the last 3 weeks we've mowed Monday and Thursday, and by the time Monday rolls around, it looks like we didn't even touch it.
Yeah,
Which is exactly what we wanted to
that's
have.
what we want.
So, both fairway mowers are up and running. We got those fixed. I took a couple hydraulic hoses up to O'Reilly's. That was the only thing that was really wrong with the older fairway mower. We got a couple grade 8 pin bolts to fix. You know, what we was having issues with was when it would raise the reels up, it would just jar so hard that it would just snap those whatever we had in it. So hopefully, them grade 8 bolts will, that'll fix that problem.
Are the reels cut and go?
Yes.
They don't need to be
yes.
conditioned or, we had that
Well,
done
I've
last year.
done that.
Okay.
Yeah, I've leveled them down, and it's, on those machines, all it is, you know, you got the blade on the bottom, so those reels are constantly turning, so the only thing that really gets smaller is them reels.
Yeah,
So, all you gotta do is keep lowering them reels down to where you can slip a piece of paper up in there and it'll just shear it off, just like a paper cut.
right.
You know, that's, and every time, or at least once a week, before we go out and mow, I've done that for both of them.
Yeah.
And it's made a big difference.
Yep.
All fairways have been sprayed. I also put a root stimulator in that spray on Thursday, so, hopefully we'll get that stuff just really going, cause end result is you don't wanna see any ground, you want that stuff to be as tight as a bird's nest, and that's what you want. I actually came across like 50 or so more cart path stakes, so I have put a lot of more cart path stakes up in hopes to keep people off of the fairways and off of any zone that's supposed to be good grass and not driving on. You know, we got lots of problems with staying off the fairways and driving across the practice area and stuff like that, so I put quite a few stakes up in hopes to kind of slow that down a little bit. I know it's not gonna stop it, but it just kinda is what it is. A 90-degree rule, we are going to be going to a 90-degree rule from here on out, cause that's just, I feel like the best thing to do, cause that's any golf course that has good grass, you want the least amount of travel on the fairways as you can get, and I feel like putting a 90-degree rule in is the best route for that.
What is that?
That is where if they're going down the cart path and their ball's over here, they stop even with it, go to their ball with the cart, hit it, and then come straight back to the cart path and then continue driving. Instead of just getting on wherever you want and then coming off wherever you want. So, you know, especially when you got scramble teams going on out there, so you got 3 to 4 carts going at a time. You want them to go stop on the path, go out there to the ball, hit their ball, come back to the path, and then go on. And that'll, because what we have a lot of trouble with is people entering the fairways at one spot and leaving the fairways at one spot, which leaves just no grass, it's just rock and dirt, because it's so gravel, so.
What's the educational process for the players out there? Is there gonna be any signage or
Yes,
anything like?
I have put a sign on our billboard, which is right there when you pull into the park, and that's the first thing you're gonna see. We don't have signs in place on the golf course, which we probably do need to have, but, I've made it a point to kinda go out of my way to instruct when I'm there, anybody that I see doing that, I say, hey, if you could, I understand we're under construction and, you know, there's whatever comes with that, like this is a request at this time, but, you know, later in the months, it's gonna be strict. So, you know, kinda being easy on 'em right now. But,
CJ, would your other employees, if you briefed them on the rules, help you marshal
I have
and
told,
enforce?
yes, I have told Robert,
Because having eyes out there is
Yeah.
gonna be a big deal.
yeah, I have told Robert that anybody, especially visitors that come in there, to make sure they are aware of the 90-degree rule.
Yeah.
So, and with all the rain, I've actually told them, I put on the billboard, do not get on the cart paths, you know, until this date type deal, you know, just stay off of them. And then we'll go back, when it dries out, we'll go back to a 90-degree rule.
And how about keeping them from driving their carts right up to the greens? That's gonna be another, because
Yes.
unfortunately, there's a lot of,
And the worst case is the members. Members are the worst.
Exactly.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
none of the board members, but members.
Well,
And like I said,
the older ones, a lot of times you overlook it, but when you see a 20-year-old
Yeah.
that drives up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, if I see an 80-year-old, and I kinda look the other way, but, you know,
yeah.
it's just one of them deals, right? Like, and I told the older group, I said, right now it's a request, you know, I was very clear about this, it's just a request at this point, you know, I'm asking you, just please do this. I said, but come August, I said, if you don't wanna do that, then we can go about it however way you wanna go about it.
Disciplinary action, yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's just, if you don't follow the rules, then we'll play that route too. We got the new lake fountain, which is if you're standing on number 6 green, looking across to number 7 green, we've got a bermed up area that goes across the lake. We have got our new fountain in. The lake has been too full for it to run, so it's over the top of it right now, so. But it is installed and it works, so, so hopefully, the end result is when we're not running all the irrigation, that we'll have 4 fountains total running, and you'll be able to see all 4 fountains from the lake road, and
Nice.
it'll look pretty, I mean, it'll look nice. So, and both number 9 and that one I just said, number 7, I guess you could say, are brand new brass nipple heads that have all the parts to them, so. And all the fairways have been aerated. Carl's brother came and aerated them. So that's played a big part into the overall health of the fairway grass. And we didn't go up around the greens like we did last year just because we got so much construction going on, so. I didn't feel the need at the moment to aerate those areas, especially with new pipe underground. You know, I kinda wanna, if we're gonna go in the next year and aerate, I probably will either rent a machine or just see what it does and kinda play it from there. Cause that fairway puncher can reach pretty deep, so that's why I had
Yeah.
big 16 leaks. But I'm not saying, I would rather have it that way and big 16 leaks than not have it done and struggle on.
I think it's
grass
definitely
health.
helped
Yeah,
tremendously.
Yeah.
That ground's never been
no,
stirred.
it's soft. It is soft. We went from water just cascading over our ground to now
Yeah.
water is getting absorbed by
Yeah.
our fairways.
That's
So,
that's what it's for.
Yeah.
and that's what you want. And, you know, I think it's helped, from what I've seen last year about this time when we were fixing pipe. You know, it was kinda sandy, kinda didn't look real healthy to now it's just dark black, and that's good, so. Looking forward, like I said, the sprinkler heads are supposed to be in tomorrow. And when they come in, I'll go to putting those on as long as we got all the PEX fittings and stuff. And that's been our biggest, I guess, difficulty is finding the heads that'll fit the PEX fittings available. Cause PEX fittings are just, they are what they are, and either they fit or they don't, type deal.
CJ, are the heads on the greens gonna be 360 degree
Yes.
patterns?
Yes,
So we're gonna water the fringe, that's great,
yes.
and the green at the same time.
Yeah, that was, and what we'll probably go to, cause we actually didn't get the heads that I wanted, which isn't a bad thing, cause we got all the leftover heads that we pulled off the existing greens anyway. And the ones we ordered were steady stream, and the ones we had were compact, which are, you know, they don't just shoot a steady stream the whole time. They compact, they spit, you
Okay.
know. And I'd rather have those,
Yeah.
cause you can kinda control, they put more water out in less time, and so I'd rather have that. And I think we'll use some of the heads that we've gotten in for probably all of our tee boxes, you know, and we'll have extra left over, which is, you know, never a bad thing, so.
You're probably gonna need a few throughout the year.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
you think you'll have plenty of time to get them tested, make sure everything's working before?
yes.
the
If
spring?
they're here tomorrow, I got plenty of time. If it's like the end of the week, then
It's gonna be,
I'm gonna do what I can with the weather permitting.
With this weather, I'm kind of thinking we may not make that middle of May.
Yeah.
Sprigging,
yeah, it would.
Yeah,
it's probably gonna be towards the end of
I would be
May.
shocked if we did.
Me too.
yeah, cause I need to redress, you know, all of our greens right now. I need to drag them and.
Roll 'em.
Roll them, and, you know,
You, with all the rain we've had, you see how they're all gonna drain.
yeah,
You pleased with all the,
I am.
all the drain?
I am.
Good.
I don't see, and I've talked with Randy a couple times about it, and me and him both agree that, you know, there's no real pools of water standing. That's the only thing you don't want.
Yeah,
And we don't see that, you know. Even if there is water standing while it's raining, that's not a bad thing. But if you come in 2 days after it's rained and there's still water standing, that's probably not a good
Yeah.
thing. So we haven't had any of that since we started, so.
good.
So I think we've got the right runoff, and I think we'll be gold once that grass gets in. And the only problem area is possibly number 2, and that's only the water coming off of the fairway down that hill. All the others are fine, so, and one thing we can do is put up some, like, we can either do sandbags, or I can just go throw dirt in front of it, you know, for the time being while the greens are getting ready, and then scratch it off, you know, when we get closer, when they get established, and I know they're not gonna wash off type deal. Just some type of a barrier to defer that water somewhere else. And we're gonna fill in that bunker on the, if you're standing there in the fairway looking at number 2, we're gonna fill in that bunker off to the left and just,
Let that run off, go that way.
yeah,
Yeah.
cause it's,
Like a grass
you know,
off the-
yeah, even with the mobile there that I placed in front of it, there's still water getting in there.
There's a lot of
so,
water coming off of you.
Yeah, there's a lot of water.
Number 9, did you get it? Did it work all right?
Number 9 works okay. There's a little bit of a slip on the right-handed side of those mobiles. But all that's gonna take is just maybe another 6 or 8 inches of soil to put on there.
Yeah. It doesn't get near as much water as number 2.
No, it don't have enough. I mean, it just
Yeah.
catches what's in that 30, 40-foot range and
Well,
washes.
we got, what, 2.5 inches in about an hour?
I mean, it's been a record year,
Yeah,
I
it's-
feel like,
Yes.
for rainfall.
It's been a good growing season, I'll say that. And as far as the rainfall, and I think I've spoke with Mark about this, you know, I'll never cuss the rain. It's,
No, me either.
because in July, we're gonna be begging for it.
Yeah.
You know, and the more health we can get on the grass right now, the better we're gonna be going into those months that we're not getting any.
Well, and we've got, the city lake's full, so we have.
I was gonna ask, are you monitoring the level of the lake? Is
It's
it,
full.
You remember,
we have a valve that
Correct.
we've all discussed,
Yeah.
that Daryl used to open to let water out of the lake.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was before the sports complex went.
Yeah.
We probably never need to use that valve again.
No,
But I was just curious how full that lake is getting.
it's full. I'll put it this way, if it raises another probably 8 inches, it'll be going over the road down there at the lowest spot.
Over the road.
Yeah. We got about 8 inches.
So you may have to use that valve.
We can exercise it if need be.
Yeah, yeah.
does anybody know where it's at?
Hmm?
Do you know?
I don't know, is it a 4-inch valve or 8
Oh,
inch?
no, it's like an 8-inch,
8
8 or
inch.
10 inch.
So it'll move some water.
Yeah.
The concern is when it's not exercised regularly, when you open it, does it close?
Yeah.
That's a giant concern of mine, now that you said it. I wouldn't even think about that till now.
How about this? If it needs to be opened, I'll let somebody else open it.
There you go. Contact city staff before operating valve.
Yes. Yes.
Well, the water department has some experience in closing off running.
Yes,
running
I was gonna
pipes.
say, they got lots of experience working live water lines.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
But, overall, I am pleased, with the way the fairways are coming in. Even though we haven't reached a consistent, you know, mid-80s and lower 60s type temperature range, we're still growing at a pretty fast rate.
On the
Yeah.
number 1 fairway, CJ, where those bare spots are you gonna try to like seed in there, or?
No, they're coming. If you look closely, and I've been out there and I've looked, cause I've been like, why isn't this growing yet?
Yeah,
Number 1, I believe that's a different type, that's not a common, that's some type of hybrid Bermuda, and hybrids always come in later than common does. And I think they're coming, I mean, just in the last 2 weeks, number 1's tripled what it was, you know, as far as green wise. So I think they're coming, and a big part of that is the pine trees, they shade that entire area in the evening sun, so from 3:30, 4 o'clock on, it doesn't get any of that sun. And I think that's a big part of why it comes in so late, which isn't a bad thing, you know, cause like I said, we're so far ahead of schedule on our Bermuda grass greening up right now that it's unbelievable, but, you know, cause right now is when the Bermuda grass is really supposed to be coming on and greening up type deal, but I think by the end of June, all our fairways are gonna be covered, with minimal spotting. So, I don't see any issue with it, it's just kinda is what it is, cause it's a hybrid and it's not getting as much sun.
You
as
can
all
see
the
the
other.
Bermuda grass in July.
Yeah, that's really when it thrives, is when it hits the
Yeah.
80s and
It's hot,
60s.
you can see it.
I wanna point out that all the years I've played out there, we were hoping your ball would be close to a piece of crabgrass you could set on.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you wasn't trying to pick it off bare dirt.
yeah,
We're 200% better.
yeah.
Now, aren't we, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are exponentially,
Yes.
more advanced in grass than than we were 2 years ago, no doubt. Biggest thing is I try to tell everybody that, you know, comes and confronts me and gives their opinion is just, man, stay positive, you know, it ain't just the greens that are under construction, it's the entire golf course right now. You know, we're trying to reface this thing, make it something special, turn it into something challenging that people still love. And, best thing we can do is just stay positive. And, one of the things I learned in college playing baseball was we always wore a practice jersey with a fork on our back because, you know, the best is yet to come. So it's just one of the things, you just gotta stay patient and I understand that the course looks a little bit rough right now, but that's just the beginning.
I can't argue that progress has not been made.
Yeah.
Progress is being
Yeah.
made, so.
So that's just, in my opinion, this is nowhere near close to what I wanted to look at, but it is part of the process. So there's a sequence of events that has to happen, and they have to happen when they need to happen, and we're doing that, so we'll get there.
Excellent. Any other questions, comments? Thanks, CJ. Do I hear a motion to approve the report?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Armstrong?
Aye.
Ms. Thomas?
Aye.
Mr. Burge?
Aye.
Mr. Henderson? Mayor Taylor?
Aye. Item number 4, discussion and/or action on approving or rejecting resolution number 2024-16, granting authority to the city manager and golf course superintendent authority to hire, fire, and otherwise discipline AMGA employees.
That's AMGA, Mr. Chairman.
It's AMGA. If you couldn't come up with a slicker acronym,
It doesn't roll off the
it just
tongue.
doesn't roll off the tongue. It just really
I guess
doesn't.
we should have did AGA,
Yeah.
Toka Golf Authority.
Anyway,
you know,
we're where we are.
EGA.
We're not gonna change it now.
This is something we had met last week with Susan and CJ and Mark, and this is something that we needed to accomplish because they hire and part-time employees pretty regularly, and we don't want the board to have to take up those employments every month. So this is just giving the city manager and CJ joint authority to make those hiring and firing decisions. So.
Okay. Has Danny been brought into those conversations as well?
No, we just told him about it.
Okay.
Is it city manager or superintendent or both?
Right now, it's, they have to work, they have to do it together.
Okay.
And the reason is there's a lot of rules, especially regarding firing and terminations, that we just want to make sure we get CJ up to speed on before we turn him loose on his own. So.
Not that we don't trust you. Okay.
We'll get him there.
Any other questions or comments? Do I hear a motion
So moved.
on approval?
Approval.
Okay.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Ms. Thomas?
Aye.
Mr. Burge?
Aye.
Mr. Henderson?
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong?
Aye.
Mayor Kathy?
Aye. Item number 5, discussion and/or action on approving or rejecting resolution number 2024-17, setting a spending limit for AMGA purchases.
Right now, we don't have a minimum or maximum spending limit, so technically, all spending has to be approved by the board, so we're just gonna set that at $5,000. Doesn't require board approval. That just simplifies things, so y'all don't have to prove everything in advance, so.
Any discussion on that matter?
I think that's a perfectly fair number.
Any other comments? Not, do I hear a motion
So move.
on approval?
I'll second it.
A motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Henderson?
Aye.
Ms. Thomas?
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong?
Aye.
Mr. Burge?
Aye.
Mayor Kathy?
Aye. Item number 6, excuse me, discussion and/or action on purchasing Swipe Simple hardware and iPad for golf course. Who's got?
I can speak to this.
Would you please?
The long-awaited date is finally here.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
Crowd goes wild.
Now, I will say, I have looked at a number of different point-of-sale systems, and I fell in love, I say I fell in love, I really liked this one that Alan at Whiskey Business uses. I go in there just to check out his point of
Yeah,
sale
of course.
system.
Yeah.
But I spoke with him at length over the past couple of years, because this has been about 2 years in the making.
That's an in-depth study.
It's an in-depth study.
It's
But
been
I
going
wanted
in
to
on a
make
weekly
sure-
basis just to
As
test
I
it
knew
out.
this, as I knew this process was going to extend out a little further, I wanted to keep making sure that he was happy with it.
Gotcha.
And he is. He says it's user-friendly. It's easy to put inventory into the system. It gives it all kinds of reports you want that are easy to use, and easy to build. The cost, and then I met with Jeremy Ramsey, who is the local representative for this area. And he and I had some discussions going back probably close to a year anyway. I say 2 years, probably closer to a year. And I kind of told him what we do and how many transactions we normally see, and he says the bundle B is the best one for us, and it costs $515 for the point of sale system. Additionally, there are some other fees that we have to pay. There is a $45 monthly fee and a $95 annual fee, and a common charge of 3.5% that the purchaser pays each time you swipe the card. It's the one thing that we're seeing here, like two or Saturdays ago maybe, I think there was 8 people that came to the golf course without cash and said they were going to the ATM and they'd be back, and they never showed back up. So there is no telling how much revenue we're missing just on not only green fees, not only cart fees, but also on just in pro shop purchases, golf balls, tees, things of that nature. And this Jeremy will come down and he'll train all of our employees on how to use it. I'll be a part of that too, just so I'll know how to operate it. But we accept all the kinds: Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express. It takes the whole gamut. So I think it's probably best, but it is iPad based. So like we said, we got to buy an iPad too, which isn't a big deal. But at any rate, I think this point of sale system perfectly encapsulates everything that we need at the golf course at this time. That's why I liked it.
And it keeps it, does Plan B keep an inventory?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anytime you get low on like a certain amount of golf balls or certain, it clicks you and tells you, and it gives you an option to order more right then type deal, but, which we wouldn't do, fill out a PO and stuff for that stuff.
Also making sure that the city treasurer is able to balance all that on her books.
Yeah.
As far as the reports go
Yeah,
back
it
to.
will. It will. Any report that we generate can go straight to her. I'm
Okay.
sure of that.
And I've had discussions with Kelly. We're gonna let them implement it and see how they like
Guinea
it.
pigs.
And then we may end up doing this for AFA as well.
Yeah.
I would recommend, because that point of sale, we have issues with
Well,
speed.
and we've discovered that we need to be better at remitting sales tax on that end, and the POS system will allow us to do that. I said that very diplomatically.
Yeah. So like even for us right now is if we charge $30 for an item, we take $30, but we really don't get that much. The sales tax is part of that too. So this right here will actually, we'll add that sales tax on there. So.
The fee, the 3.5% fee for using the card, are we just absorbing that, or is
No,
the
that's-
customers
that's
paying
customer
extra
pays
for?
That's customer only.
Pass through.
There are a minimum number of transactions you have to do a month, but we should never worry. We should never have a problem hitting that. Also, what you could do is, like, if a donor wants to, they pay their monthly dues through our cash management at Ameristate, through ACH file. We can actually take that card of theirs and apply it through the point of sale system, and it'll collect that recurring every month. So. And this will be set up through the AMGA checking account, so all revenue will go directly in there. There is, one thing I want to add though that is important, there is a personal guarantee that you're supposed to sign that's for chargebacks only. But I talked to Jeremy and his boss, and they said as long as we give them a bank statement showing that, we are a going concern and have cash, they won't make anybody sign. But I'd be willing to do that myself, just because it's such a low risk of anything. Basically, what they're wanting you to guarantee is that if they pay something for us and it gets charged back $100, if we don't have money in our account, then somebody's gonna pay that.
Yeah. Any other discussions? Do I hear a motion?
Make it.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Okay, have a motion. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second. Have a motion, second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Burge,
Aye.
Mr. Henderson,
Aye.
Ms. Thomas,
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong.
Aye.
Mayor Kathy.
Aye. Item number 7, discussion and/or action on entering into an agreement with wholesale payments for a point-of-sale system for the golf course.
course.
I
I
believe
gotta
that's
have
golf
myself.
course. Okay.
Something new we're putting.
Do we have a gold course? I mean, I haven't seen it, but,
I got ahead of myself and talked about the contract a little bit. I think that was for this item right here.
okay. So,
Is that both the same? I mean.
Yeah, this number 6 is just the hardware, and number 7 is actual
Well,
contract.
I'll make a motion to approve it too.
okay.
I'll second.
Have a motion, second. Roll call, please.
Ms. Thomas,
Aye.
Mr. Burge,
Aye.
Mr. Henderson,
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong.
Aye.
Mayor Kathy.
Aye. Item number 8, discussion and/or action on approving or rejecting the purchase of a John Deere 2155 utility tractor from KC Farm Machinery, Inc. in the amount of $6,400. Who does this go to?
Call your.
We talked about the mower that we got and having to hook it to the tractor that we've got. And we had a discussion about adding hydraulics to the tractor we have. That was gonna cost about $4,000.
4,800, I think.
4,800. Yeah. We can buy this tractor for $6,400, but it already has the hookups.
2 sets of hydraulics.
And leave it hooked up and make it easy to get on so they can mow. And this 2155, I mean, you know, it's an older tractor, runs good. It'll be worth that 10 years from now, so it's not like more of an investment. If it works out for you, I think it'd be a good
I
investment.
think it will. It'll help in a lot of the areas that, you know, we're not maintaining as playable areas, but, you know,
Yeah.
we've got several acres.
Yeah, because if you're gonna maintain a taller cut, you'll probably have to cut a little more often.
Yeah.
But the beauty
Cut
of
it
it
down to
is having that hooked up, all you do is get on it, turn a key.
get
go
on it,
up.
turn the key and mow, and it's 12 foot, so.
Yeah, you're taking 12 foot.
Well, I'll defer to y'all's judgment on everything Tonka trucks and John Deere tractors.
Ample cash to cover that and then all the.
We have, the AMGA account should have approximately 25,000 right now. I don't know exactly. Chris and I moved $20,000 over last week, and then we also moved about 5,500 last week as well. So, and then we've got in our current operating account that we're using for the sprigs and also for the strikes on purchases, we've got about 21,000 there right now, so we should be fine.
Okay. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion, we approve the purchase of the John Deere tractor.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Motion and second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Armstrong,
Aye.
Ms. Thomas,
Aye.
Mr. Burge,
Aye.
Mr. Henderson.
Aye.
And Mayor Kathy.
Aye. Let's move on down the agenda. Item 5, an executive session. An executive session is, and Johnny, thank you for compressing this one. It's normally a paragraph and a half or a small novel. Item 5, an executive session is authorized by Title 25, Section 307B1 to discuss the employment, hiring, appointment, promotion, demotion, discipline, or resignation of any individual salaried public employee, specifically Robert Hazelwood and C.J. Gregory. At this time, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman, first,
Yes.
this was something I put on my own volition. Mr. Burge had mentioned that you guys may want to discuss salary for Mr. Hazelwood and Mr. Gregory. Typically, if you want to have those discussions, they need to be done in executive session. So I put that on here, although you don't have to go into executive session if you don't want to. So if you feel you want to discuss their salary in private, you guys can vote to enter an executive session and have those discussions. So it's there for your option.
Okay. And I need a page for minutes.
I've got it for you.
Okay. At this time, do I hear a motion to enter into executive session?
So move.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Henderson,
Aye.
Ms. Thompson,
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong,
Aye.
Mr. Burge,
Aye.
Mayor Kathy.
Aye. Thanks, sir. Yes. Okay, at this time, do I hear a motion to enter back into open session?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion is second, roll call, please.
Sorry. Mr. Burge,
Aye.
Mr. Henderson,
Aye.
Ms. Thomas,
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong. Mayor Kathy.
Aye. Return from executive session, item number one, acknowledgement of minutes of executive session. Minutes were taken. Item number two, discussion and/or action on employment, salary, and benefits of Robert Hazelwood and C.J. Gregory. Do I hear any motion?
I would like to make a motion that we increase Robert Hazel. Do we need to do both these motions together or?
Yes.
Yes.
Together?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion that we increase Robert Hazelwood's salary, $1.50 an hour. That would be from $14 an hour to $15.50 an hour. And that in recognition of Superintendent Gregory working 40 hours or more each week of the year, raise his salary to $50,000.
Okay. Motion on the floor. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Armstrong,
Aye.
Ms. Thomas,
Aye.
Mr. Burge,
Aye.
and Mr. Henderson,
Aye.
and Mayor Kathy.
Aye. All right, as we move on down, is there any trustee comments? Hearing none, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Ms. Thomas,
Aye.
Mr. Burge,
Aye.
Mr. Henderson,
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong, Mayor Kathy.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mayor.